What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in the video on the channel, and today is a little low-key meal. If you saw my Jollibee video yesterday, I had basically the entire menu, so I don't got many calories to play with today. So we got about 13 to 1400 calories of chopped cheeses without cheese. I forgot to buy regular cheese yesterday, bro, so I have nacho cheese instead of regular cheese, but I'll put this up on TikTok. I forgot to post the last time I made a home cooked meal. I forgot to put it on TikTok. So my bad for that. I will put it up sometime this week, but I made cheeseburger mac and cheese and I completely just spaced off. Stuff's been crazy lately, but of course, get into these chopped cheeses. And I topped them with potato chips. I found these in Walmart. They are new kettle cooked Fritos, chili cheese Fritos, but they're Lay's like the chips. They had 3 of them last year and they were all ass. And I risked it for the biscuit and I put them on here without even trying them yet. I haven't tried them. I just opened a bag, crushed them up, put them on there. But they can't be that bad, can they? So I'm just going to do that. If you're digging the content, of course, you want to see more of this stuff. We got some more Dr. Phil is what y'all started calling me, bro. We got some more. The DMs, the messages, the comments have been flooded with people asking for advice, which I'm gonna oblige because I do enjoy kind of giving my take on things and people seem to find it helpful. I'm not an expert, I'm not anything, I'm just a guy. I've been through some stuff, I guess. So we'll do that again, but hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, like I said, all that cringy YouTube stuff. I hate saying that, but it definitely has made a difference. But let's get into these chopped cheeses first and foremost. I wanna grab, where am I grabbing? Right here. I'll just grab the one in the back. So, if you don't know what a chopped cheese is, similar to a Philly cheesesteak, you just chop up cheeseburger. You're supposed to add regular cheese in there, season it up. I got my peppers, onions. I don't eat tomatoes. Of course, half of it fell out already. I don't eat lettuce. That usually does come on a chopped cheese, but I don't like lettuce at all. I think it tastes like leaves, but I want to bite into this anyway. I forgot to show you my drink. Sorry. I'm losing my mind today. Got that Poverty Cola. Got 2 cans of the Poverty Cola. Get 24 pack for like $3.50 at Sam's Club. Always a dub. Chip seems decent. I'm gonna try one just as is. Chili cheese Fritos on a Lay's. So I guess it's got the same kind of like dusting. Okay, these are definitely better than the other 3 they came out with last year. They had Funyuns, Doritos. I can't remember the third, but they were all kind of trash. I think it was Cheetos. I'm not 100% sure, but these are the first kettle cooked ones they came out with. I love kettle cooked texture on a chip, so they're 1,000 times better just off of that. The Fritos chili cheese seasoning is there. The only complaint I have about these is, even though Fritos are genuinely, like, they're salty, there's like a corn taste in a Fritos corn chip that you're missing from this. So you have the dusting, but on a potato, it just doesn't hit the same. Would I eat these? Yes. Would I go out of my way to get them? No. If I wanted chili cheese Fritos, that's the problem with this whole line of chips to me. If I want chili cheese Fritos, I'll just get chili cheese Fritos. They have the dusting, but they're just missing that corn chip to take it over the top. So, still a dub. Out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5. Good, but not great. Let's move this out the way real quick. Let's get into some stuff. Oh, I got a 3rd can. Hey, 3 cans in there. Here, you can go over here. And away we go. Let's get into a chopped cheese real quick. There's a lot of people commenting about like the smacking that I have. And I find it funny. You guys can't see my camera, but I have a really good microphone. And this one's even better than the one I was using last year. I just bought this because I kept getting interference from my Wi-Fi. So I used to have to turn off my Wi-Fi so that I could record. And sometimes I would forget. And it would make this popping sound. As some of you would notice, that was really obnoxious. So I decided to splurge. This was maybe like 1 or 2, maybe a little longer months ago. And I bought a more expensive mic. What I've noticed, even when editing my own videos, is that my chewing is louder because this mic is more expensive. It picks up everything. So every chew, every swallow sounds even worse than it did. I don't really chew that loud. There's a lot of comments like this, so I wanted to address it. I think it's funny as hell. there's nothing I can do about it. I can't edit out that noise. It's really not as bad as you think. Y'all crack me up, bro. These just hit diffy. But as I said, some of y'all are calling me Dr. Phil at this point. And it's kind of just naturally happened with the channel. It started off with people that were in my members asking questions. And I always said I was going to answer it. But I guess more people kind of caught wind of it. So I'm getting a lot more DMs and things of people asking for advice. And they know it's going to go on the video. So they're like, hey, can I get a question out there? And I'm not going to say no. But it happened naturally. I didn't all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to become this sort of like life or dating coach. I think this is funny as hell. But I'm enjoying doing it. It gives me subject and content to talk about. It's content coming from you guys, which I enjoy even more. I love connecting with people. So we're going to continue it. I have 2 or 3 more today. There are a lot. I have not had a chance to go through my DMs today. This is over the weekend. And there were probably about 10. So I'm trying to go in order. I might have to set up an email address or something. But then y'all gonna start spamming me with weird stuff, because some of y'all are weird. So I'm trying to figure something out. But anyway, most of it has to do with relationship stuff. Some of it doesn't. But the topics are different. So we're gonna hit on them. I don't want to call myself Dr. Phil, because I'm not Dr. Phil. I could have called myself Dr. King. But for obvious reasons, I can't call myself Dr. King because there's only one Dr. King, and I'm sure as hell not him. So, we're just going to call it whatever we got to. But I'm going to get into these questions real quick, and I'm going to start with the first one, which is a pretty long writing. So I'm going to read it out so people have context, and we're going to get into it. And it starts off already, we're ringing the bells. It says, in desperate need of advice. That's the header. It had a header. You already know. So it says, my friend has been dating this girl for 8 months, and they spend every second together. She's at his house 24/7, and every time we plan an event, she has to come. Star Wars movie, bowling, lifting weights at the gym, etc. If she doesn't come, she gets upset, and says we are excluding her, and won't let my friend go if she can't. I haven't spent bro time with him in 8 months, because this girl constantly has to be there. What do I do? She gets visibly upset when she has to wait outside of the men's room. Damn. Because she can't go inside. Also, she's never watched Star Wars. She just wants to be there to be there. We can't joke around too much either, because every joke offends her. 2 out of 3 of us say they should break up, and the third dude doesn't want them to because he's afraid of the aftermath. His parents don't like the girl either. This is... P.S. She cheated on her last boyfriend with my friend, and she is a gold digger. My friend has that stonks money. Stonks is slang for stocks. I guess he got a little bit of paper. So, this is a lot to unpack. And it's kind of a 2-parter. First of all, their relationship is none of my business, so I'm not talking to him directly. But that last part is a massive, massive, massive red flag. So I have to say this before I even get into the details of this. I'm going off this last part saying she cheated on her last boyfriend with the current guy, his friend that she's with. And she's a gold digger. Now I can't prove that. I don't know. I'm just going off of his thing. But I'm going to tell anybody who is listening to this. If you are the other person, meaning the other person, like as in you're the one that is doing the cheating. So you start talking to a man or a woman who already is in a relationship and they step out of a relationship with you and they leave their old relationship to get with you. That is a massive red flag. If she or he hooks up with you while she already has a man or woman, there's a very big probability that she's going to do it again, or he. They are going to do it again. You know from the day you meet them that they are not loyal. You know it. You were the other person. Usually when there's an affair or cheating, whatever it is, and there's another person, And again, I'm not trying to make myself sound like I'm a horrible person, but I'm very honest about my past. I have been the other guy in a relationship a lot. There was a point in time where I preferred it because they couldn't bother me. You got a man, go talk to him. I was like, and it's funny now. It wasn't funny. Actually, it was funny then. It's not funny now. Doesn't matter. Anyway. They're going to cheat on you. Because they're going to tell you the same things that made them unhappy to do this with you. Every time I talk to a woman in a relationship, they would attempt, I wouldn't allow it, to tell me how unhappy they were in their relationship. My husband, my boyfriend, whatever, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he's doing this behind my back, blah, blah, blah. And every time I would stop them. I don't want to hear this. For real. If you're going to play that game, know what kind of game you're playing, because they're going to cheat on you. Because the minute you make them unhappy, just like the previous person, they have a pattern. They're going to step out of that relationship. And now they're going to do the same thing to you. It happens more oftentimes than not. There's exceptions to a lot of rules, but more oftentimes than not, they're going to do it again. Because they have something in their head that when something's not right, they're going to do what they have to do to make it right. And if you ain't going to do it, then somebody else will. It's a pattern. So be careful with that kind of stuff. I know people love this affair stuff and they're like, oh, well, he's going to leave his wife or she's going to leave her husband, blah, blah, blah. It's a dangerous game. Trust me. And a lot of times you mess up, they'll go back to the old person. I've witnessed this. I've been a part of this. I had a girl, I'm going to be honest, I'm getting off topic, but I had a girl one time, this is not a joke. She played me. Right? And she started talking to this other dude. So I dumped her. I said, go ahead, like, do what you got to do. Like, I'm not finna stay for that. About 5 months later, she played him with me. And she thought we was going to go back together. And I laughed in her face. So she went back to him. No joke. So she left that guy anyway for another guy. She cheated again. I'm just telling y'all. It's usually how it happens. Anyway. Back to the subject at hand. When you're dealing with something like this, I've been in this situation too. I'm sure a lot of you have. You don't like your friend's girl or your friend's man or whatever. My man, this is a very common thing. A lot of people don't like the person they're dating. Personally, yeah. There's a lot of people my friends have dated. I don't like them. And there's only one thing you can do about it when it comes to this situation. Nothing. I'm serious. As a friend, you have one attempt, to get your point across. So, he already knows that you don't like her, your other friend don't like her, you got 2 out of 3, and the other one is abstaining. He's vote of no confidence. And then the parents. So, you've got 5 people, basically 4.5, saying they don't like this person. Whether that be because she's clingy, or whatever issue she has, at the end of the day, that's their issue. What you said here, you said, she gets upset she can't come, we're excluding her, and she won't let my friend go either. Your friend, I'm going to guess, is a grown man. She can't make him not come. He is choosing her over you. He's choosing her over her parents. He's choosing over her friends. At the end of the day, you have to let him make his choice. All you can do is have one conversation and say your piece. Listen, you're my boy. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think your girl's valid. You can tell them why. Say it respectfully. Don't attack. Say it seriously. I'm only telling you this. I'm looking out for you, whatever. As a friend. But they're free to make their own choices. You cannot stop somebody from doing stuff like that. And what you might not realize is that by trying to stop him from doing what he's doing, being with somebody you don't like, whatever it is, you're only making him want to do it more. Do you know how many teenage girls, their parents can't stand their boyfriend? It only drives them closer to the boyfriend. I have been that boyfriend. It only makes the girl say, oh, they don't understand. Or men, they don't understand. It's different. She's different. He's different. Whatever. It just makes the situation worse. Sometimes as bad as it sounds, unless you're talking about potentially like really dangerous stuff, then you gotta do what you gotta do. But in this case, he's just making a stupid mistake, according to you. I don't know them, so I can't say that. But according to you, parents, everybody, he's making a stupid mistake. Guess what? You have to find out the hard way. Because you can't stop him. He's an adult. So be a friend. Tell him what you have to tell him. And after that, no matter what is the outcome, you can't make them choose or nothing. A lot of times people do that, disappear, they break up, and come right back with y'all. But you don't have to let them do it. And I know that sucks because that's your boy. And you say that's your bro, you know what? It don't matter. At the end of the day, he's got to make his decision and he's got to live with it. I have watched my friends derail relationships and I tried to warn him. I said it once. There's nothing I could do. And it sucks because you know it's like not good, but it's out of your hands, man. Just let it go. You got 2 other friends, chill with them. If you don't want to be there, gotta do what you gotta do. I know it's probably not the advice that you wanted, but it's your only play. What are you gonna do? Tie him down and stop him from going? You can't do anything about it. All it's gonna cause is argument, so just let him do it. Next one. It says, I'm a big fan of you and your YouTube channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to have your relationship advice. When the guy is not physically your type, he's a bit short, has a long torso, and a beer belly. And you got a list of stuff, you know. I'm listening. And he's also not very considerate to you. His life runs around his priorities. But we spend good time together. We're both not so young to change personality and lifestyle. Should I look for another guy? And it says, thank you, King. We've all been there, man. At least I have. I'm sure a lot of y'all watching have been there. Now, not necessarily the physically your type thing. It's a weird thing because you're saying he's not your type, but you clearly like the guy, right? Maybe what you're saying is that he's not something you normally go for, right? Listen, little beer belly, ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't got one no more, but I used to have one, so ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, a little short, whatever. But y'all enjoy the time that you have. In other words, I see what you're saying. And you're saying he's not very considerate to you because his life runs around his priorities. I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to assume something like his career. Or maybe he's got kids. You said you're both not very young, so maybe he's got children. Or something. So, you don't feel like you're his number one. Like, on the totem pole, you're like 3 or 4. And there's a lot of women that feel that way. I completely understand that. I'm sure there's some men that feel that way. I'm guilty of that. I'm open about the fact that dating me would suck because I have a lot of priorities and I don't have time for you the way that you think I do. And in situations like that, the only thing I try to do is be straight up. I don't know if you guys have had this conversation because what it sounds like is you're afraid it's not really going to go anywhere or you're just not happy. But if you are really looking to be someone's number one and he's got other priorities in front of you, you can't change that. The only thing you can do if you have to make a decision first. I've been in this situation, bro. I swear to God, I feel like I got like a Hofax history. But I've been in this situation. I know that was loud because that was loud in my head. The first thing you gotta do is make a decision. You gotta decide what you want to do. Should you look for another guy? I can't tell you that. Is this somebody? Are you looking for a long-term relationship and you feel like he's not that person and you're just wasting your time? Then leave. You don't have a choice. Because like you said, once people get up there in years, because I find myself starting to do that. And I'm old, but I'm not like old. I don't know, I'm old. But I'm stuck in my ways, bro. Like, I feel like this is who I'm going to be forever. You know? I don't know, maybe that would change, but if you're feeling like you're not happy right now, or maybe you feel like it's short-term happiness, we're going to have to do like a live call. Because I feel I have so many questions. But if you feel like it's just short-term happiness, you need to have that conversation with him. And don't do it like an ultimatum. But you have 2 choices. If you feel like this is the way it is, it's not going to be a long-term thing, you can treat it for what it is. Which is what I usually do. Like, I just take the situation for what it is. I don't know where it's going, but I'm very much the type of person that lives in a moment. I don't, think about 5-10 years down the road. I just want to enjoy whatever's in front of me. Or in that case, whoever's in front of me. But you get what I'm saying. I don't meet somebody, like them a lot, and start hearing wedding bells in my head. I say, wow, this is the person I want to spend time with. And in that case, it sounds like you find yourself a winner. If you want more than that, then you have to say something. Does he know that? Because first of all, if he doesn't know that, then you have an issue. If he thinks everything's fine, he's a man. We're dumb as men. If we don't hear something's wrong, we usually don't sense it. We're not all there. So, ladies, if you have an issue with a man, you gotta tell him. Because we usually don't know. And the worst thing you can do is if he asks you is say you're fine. I know y'all love to do that. Y'all good? Yeah, I'm fine. And you lying your ass off. Don't do that. Because as a man, until we understand, some of us get it later than others, some of us never get it. We actually think you're fine. And it gets us in trouble because 4 hours or 4 years, 4 days, some number, multiple of 4. Y'all come back and blindside us with some stuff that we don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Because you didn't tell us. So we walked around thinking everything was okay. So if you actually have a problem with how things are going right now, you need to sit down. Y'all are adults. Have an adult conversation. You don't have to do the whole what are we thing, because that scares the shit out of me. Don't do that. But be honest about what your intentions are, what you want, and go from there. If you say, I enjoy my time together, but I'm looking for something more, and he says, well, I can't give you that, your decision is made. He might be feeling the same way. But a big problem people have with interaction, relationships, whatever, is they don't communicate these things. I don't know if you don't tell him he has a beer belly. Inside voice on that. But the other stuff. Tell him you enjoy spending your time together. Tell him that you want more if that's what you want. But you have to decide that. Looking for another guy isn't really the answer in any situation, because what the hell does that mean? What are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that maybe you like more physically? I don't know. I have so many questions. But a big thing that people do too is they never know what the hell they want. You gotta figure out what the hell you want. And if you don't know what the hell you want, then just stay in the moment. Enjoy. You said we have great time together. Hell, most people ain't even got that. I know married people don't even like each other. So you you got a step ahead of the competition. Because some people can't even find that. Well, you can take the situation for what it is. You can see if there's more to it. Talk about that. Or you can get the hell out of there. At the end of the day, I can just spell it out for you. But I can't make that decision for you. Because I don't necessarily know the ins and outs of this thing. For me, if you're asking me what I would do, I'll be chilling. I'll stay right there. Take that beer belly and his long torso and sit watching television. Is that a thing? Long torso. I've never heard that. I've never heard someone like, yo, then I'm not making fun of you. Everybody has their things. Now you got me looking at myself like, yo, is my torso straight? I'm not playing you. I'm not playing. I've looked down about 4 times like, yo, what's good? I'm 6'1". I feel like I got a pretty proportionate torso. Like, my waist is in the middle of my body. It's not up here. I don't have a high ass. Yes, that's a thing, a high ass. Look it up. Your booty be up on the back of your head, bro. Stop. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Don't look around. If you sit down and your booty on the back of your neck, you got a high ass. But it's my torso, man. That's the only thing I can give you. These are tough, but you have to just, biggest thing is communicate and go from there. But you cannot change other people's actions. You can only say what you want, and if that doesn't align with him, you move on. It's as simple as that. That got me thinking, bro. It's my torso, right? Damn. Do y'all have, okay, let me ask y'all something. Most of y'all don't even have profile pictures or whatever they call, avatars, whatever you call them these days. Do y'all have something that no one else notices that you don't like about yourself physically? Like that? Like a torso? Or maybe like a beauty mark? Or like whatever. I feel like everybody's their own worst critic. And you look at yourself and you don't know if everybody else sees what you see. And then like maybe one person pointed out, I'm gonna check my torso after this video, bro. I know I'm not short. I used to have a beer belly. But this torso thing. Did I ever date somebody and they was like, yo, his torso ain't right? I wonder what my exes say about me. I don't want to know. If one of y'all are watching, shut the hell up. Shut up. But I'm curious in my own head. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. You don't want to know. I seen this video on TikTok today, bro. It was a girl. And it wasn't people she dated. But it was people she hooked up with. And she put them all on blast, bro. Like, she gave them out of 10 ratings of like how they were, you know, doing certain stuff. And she put their faces on the internet, bro. And she was harsh with some of them, bro. And not only did she give a bad rating, I have to figure out how to say this in a PG-13 way. But she actually gave like a detailed reason on why the rating was bad. One specifically, she gave a 4 out of 10. She didn't say anything. I think I can say this. If there's any parents with their kids, now some of y'all watch, I don't think they'll know what I'm talking about. But it said this, and I quote, earmuff them if you like to. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. She said 4 out of 10. And then she said, no stroke game. Let me tell you something, bro. If I open up TikTok and I came across my own For You page, and there was a girl that I might have, you know, hung out with, playing Twister, that wrote 4 out of 10, bro. No game. Honestly, I think that would scar me, bro. Sometimes you don't need to know. I feel like I don't think and look, everybody probably don't feel that way. I don't think unless we got some Oscar winners, I really don't think I had no 4s. But you get to thinking, or maybe she ain't like him, she didn't put that up there. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people can tell, because I'm looking in the comments, and every girl was like, you couldn't tell just by looking at this dude? And I can kind of feel that, because usually you can look in somebody, you get surprised, but usually you can look in somebody and say, okay, this person's good at Twister. This person's not good at Twister. This person doesn't even know where the green foot goes with the red. They can't even find the spinny thing. So twist for your feet. I hope people get my euphemisms there, because I'm not going further than that. But usually you could tell, but I would have been scarred for life. It reminds me of that Mel Gibson movie that was called What Women Want, when he heard what women were thinking about him. Would you want to know? I feel like I would. Because it'd be good for the future, but not the past. Ooh, Lord. Because let's be honest, there's nobody out there with a 100% approval rating. It's impossible. I know there's some of y'all, especially women, because y'all think, y'all don't be doing what y'all think y'all doing. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going into details. I'm going to tell y'all this. Most of y'all, not most of y'all, some of y'all don't be doing what y'all think y'all be doing. I've had plenty of Twister games in my life. Okay. We talking about Twister. I've had plenty of people like, yeah, my Twister board is the best Twister board. You know, I know that all the little, I could put my right foot on this one, the blue and the green and all that. You be taught all this stuff y'all do, and you get in there, and it's like, you've never played Twister before. I'm over here trying to play Twister, and you playing Shoots and Ladders, or Battleship. I don't know what the hell game this is, but this is not Twister. It's just something else. Yahtzee. Hungry, hungry hippos, kerplunk. I don't know what it is, but it's not what you think it is. It's not doing what you're doing. See, some of y'all ladies think, everybody think, you know. Now, we all know, because y'all will clown a bunch of dudes about how they play Twister. But I'm going to keep it funky. Some of y'all keep it funky. No, I'm just playing. Not that. But some of y'all can't play Twister, bro. Okay? Y'all be thinking y'all some world-class Twister players, and y'all don't be playing Twister like that. I'm going to get in y'all head for a second, because y'all be trying to diss dudes. And I know, y'all diss dudes about things we can't fix. Too tall. Too short, I should say. You know, not big feet. You know what I'm talking about. The arrow on the Twister board. Not a big enough arrow. And y'all be clowning dudes about stuff we can't fix. Okay? One, don't do that. Two, not everybody out there is an accomplished Twister player. So just make sure you got the right person on your board and go from there. So I don't like body shaming, bro. I really don't. That's my biggest one. No matter what your gender is, I don't like when people body shame other people. I just think it's like the rudest thing. I don't care if you're joking or whatever. I just think it's so rude. You know. There's no reason to make someone feel like they don't look the way you want them to, or something. Like, it's the worst thing in the world. So, I don't know if she didn't like that dude with the 4 out of 10. But there was no reason to put the caption underneath. None. This man punching the air right now. And I'm looking at the caption, and all I see, I said this in another video. You know what the caption said? It says, "City Girls Up." Remember we said City Girls was an ick? There you go. Now, I don't know the context, but it just don't seem right. And I have never in my life talked about the Twister games I've played on a name basis, on a naming, and I don't care how much I dislike you, I would never do that to another person. Don't do that. Fellas, y'all do it a lot too. Don't do it. If you're gonna play Twister, make sure, one, that you're safe, you understand the rules of Twister, and be safe. And the other thing, don't go running your mouth to your boys and all that. It's not a game. Like, it's not. And like I said before, I wasn't always a model citizen as far as, like, I played a lot of Twister at one point. But I never ran around telling people that I got a new board game or whatever. I never did that. My innuendo game is off the chain right now. But I feel like people do need to hear that. Don't be running around telling your business. So if he was running around telling his business, she should flame him. Don't do that. Understand this. This one's more for the fellas. Ladies, y'all can listen too. Because y'all can concur. When y'all be doing all this little funny stuff to these women, what I'm saying by that is sending pictures of your Twister board or telling people you play Twister or things like that, and you start running your mouth, all them little things you be telling, they're going to have a group chat and they're going to expose the hell out of you in them. So don't be doing that. Don't send pictures of your Twister board either. Don't send pictures of the arrow. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be an adult. Especially if they didn't ask you for it. Because you're going to be even worse off. If they asked you for it, still be careful. But if they don't ask you, do not, under any circumstance, it doesn't work, don't do it. Okay? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I've polled a lot of women in my life asking this question. I've never once met a woman who has seen a picture of somebody's Twister board and said, I want to play Twister with that person. It don't work that way. So don't do it. Women are not men. They don't think like you. You just look stupid. So don't do it. But anyway, Chips are delicious. Chopped cheese is delicious. Food was delicious. Talk was crazy. I used Twister the entire, whatever, man. But I have fun, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all. Hand signs. They made it to YouTube.